Imagine this. The year is 2008. The world is reeling from a financial catastrophe that began in the United States but quickly spread across the globe. Stock markets are crashing. Banks that were once considered too big to fail were on the verge of collapse. Panic grips the streets of Wall Street, London, and Tokyo. Trillions of dollars in wealth evaporate in a matter of days, leaving families, businesses, and the entire nation in turmoil. Now, let's journey back nearly 2,000 years. The Roman Empire, vast and mighty, faces an economic crisis of its own. The year is 33 AD, and a sudden and severe credit crunch has struck the heart of the empire. The Senate is in chaos. The wealthy elites are scrambling to liquidate their assets, and the once bustling Roman markets are eerily quiet. The fear of financial ruin isn't new. It's a story as old as civilization itself. But what if I told you that the key to navigating these crises, both ancient and modern, lies in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy? Let's start with the present. The 2008 financial crisis, often referred as the Great Recession, began with the collapse of Lehman Brothers, a major investment bank. This event triggered a domino effect, leading to the near collapse of the global financial system. Governments around the world were forced to intervene, bailing out banks and implementing stimulus packages to prevent a complete economic meltdown. People lost their jobs, their homes, and their savings. Entire communities were devastated. The fear and uncertainty were palpable, and yet this wasn't the first time such an economic disaster has struck humanity. History has a way of repeating itself, but with every crisis comes an opportunity to learn from the past. To truly understand how these crises shape societies, let's rewind back to 33 AD during the reign of Emperor Tiberius. The Roman economy, once the engine of the empire, is in a precarious state. The root of the crisis? A sudden shortage of silver, the lifeblood of Roman commerce. This silver shortage led to a severe liquidity crisis. Credit dried up, and the flow of money in the empire came to a screeching halt. Merchants could no longer afford to trade goods. Landlords were unable to pay their debts, and even the Roman Senate, the governing body of the empire, found itself paralyzed by the financial turmoil. The panic was so widespread that even the wealthiest citizens who had previously enjoyed the benefits of Rome's prosperity were forced to sell off their estates at a fraction of their value. The social fabric of Rome was unraveling. In the face of this crisis, many turned to philosophy for guidance. Stoicism, with its focus on rationality and self-control, offered a lifeline. The teachings of Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, emphasized that while we cannot control external events like the collapse of markets, we can control how we perceive and respond to them. Now, let's move slightly forward to the 2nd century AD, during the reign of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king of Rome. Unlike the financial panic of 33 AD, Marcus Aurelius faced a different kind of crisis. His reign was marked by relentless wars on the empire's borders, a devastating plague that claimed countless lives, and the economic hardships that stretched the empire's resources to their limits. Despite these overwhelming challenges, Marcus Aurelius remained steadfast. His personal writings, known as Meditations, reveal a man who consistently reminded himself of the Stoic principles that had guided him throughout his life. He believed that while he could not control external forces threatening his empire, he could control his own mind, his own actions, and his own response to these crises. Marcus's teachings resonate just as strongly today. In a world where economic uncertainty is almost a given, his advice to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, our actions, our will, is more relevant than ever. It's a powerful reminder that true strength comes not from wealth or status, but from the resilience of the human spirit. So, how can we apply these ancient teachings to our modern lives? Let's start with the dichotomy of control, a fundamental Stoic concept. In the wake of the 2008 financial crisis, millions of people found themselves grappling with uncertainty. Jobs were scarce, savings had been wiped out, and the future seemed bleak. But for those who embraced Stoic wisdom, there was a different path forward. By focusing on what they could control, such as reducing personal debt, living within their means, and maintaining a calm and rational mind, many were able to navigate the storm with resilience. Marcus Aurelius, in his book Meditations, often reminded himself that external events were beyond his control, but his response to those events was entirely within his power. His mindset, simple yet profound, could help us weather any economic crisis. Seneca, another prominent Stoic, wrote that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This lesson is crucial, especially in times of financial uncertainty. When we allow fear and anxiety to dominate our thoughts, we suffer twice, once in reality and once in our minds. But by practicing mindfulness and focusing on the present moment, we can mitigate this suffering and approach our challenges with a clearer and more rational perspective. From the bustling markets of ancient Rome to the skyscrapers of Wall Street, the economic challenges we face may differ in scale and complexity, but the human experience remains the same. In times of crisis, it's easy to be overwhelmed by fear and uncertainty. But as we've seen, the wisdom of Stoic philosophy offers us a way to navigate these challenges with strength, clarity, and resilience. Whether you're a leader facing difficult decisions or an individual trying to protect your family's future, the Stoic principles of focusing on what you can control, maintaining inner peace, and embracing rationality can guide you through even the most turbulent times. The markets may change, but the principles that guide us through tough times are timeless. Thank you for joining me on this journey throughout history and philosophy. Remember, in the face of adversity, turn to the wisdom of the ages. Stay strong, stay stoic.